1, 2, 3 in the place to be. What's your name, son?
My name is Killer Mike. To Davey D is Mike Biggums to the rest of the world right now.
Man, you've been doing a lot of things. You know, the one thing I really liked about you is you did the pressure video. You had Malcolm X. You brought Malcolm back.
Thank you.
You know, you still got that Malcolm spirit in you?
I do. I still have that Malcolm. I have that Garvey. I have that Frederick Douglass. I have Betty Cluntz and Willie Sherwood, my grandparents. Okay. I have. I'm firmly on the side of the downtrodden. Like Pimp said, I'm for the underdog. I'm an educated villain.
How important is that to be an advocate for the underdog?
For me, it's just in my core. Like, you know, I hear when I was in the streets, I used to hear a term that said, you know, pimps are born, not made. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, being what I feel like is a stand-up man and a revolutionary militant mind-stated guy, I think that's something that's born in me, you know, not made.
You know, let me ask you this. There's one thing to have a message. A lot of people have messages, but it's another thing to have that message and then be able to deliver it in a way that's compelling.
Yeah.
What's your routine when you get into the booth or when you just processing so that when you come out and you say something that's going to be meaningful, it ain't something that come across corny, but it's something that's engaging?
Hey, really, man, doing what I do, just the raw grind of the music is just me fighting self-doubt. You know what I mean? So it's just the raw basis is just, you know, I know your dreams get doubted, and that's what my raw platform is, you know, writer music. But in terms of when you hear that real furious, the advocacy's part of that fire spitting, you know, I'm outraged. You know, I walk around, I smile, I'm happy.
You let the emotion come.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I feel it. And it's a lot of brothers who can't feel that because they have to get up in the morning, they have to put on that Dickie suit, they have to lace up them work boots, and they gotta go do jobs. They gotta go work. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go be the warehouseman, they gotta be the fireman and policeman. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be the guys standing on the corner, you know, slanging, unfortunately. And those guys have, I think, something to say, and I don't just want them to be subjects of government and things of that nature. So I use my opportunity and the platform, the soapbox I have, however big or small, and I use it to talk on their behalf. And that's where it comes from me.
That's real talk right there. You know, you've been doing some work, you know, to try and get people a little bit more politically involved.
Yeah.
You know, what sort of things like that? And I want to ask you, because you're talking to, you know, a lot of people around the country, but we're down here in Texas. Yeah. So I'm doing a lot of work down here, and of course you're over in Georgia. You know, what can the South do? How can the South start shifting in a way that's going to be meaningful?
I think that I think for me and my community, the community I come out of in the South is the African American community. I think that we have to become voter educated and politically savvy and aware at the local and state level to ensure that the thoughts in Washington are happening for the most shut out in the darkest little corners and pockets in the South. You know, I think that we need to be doing that. And I think on an economic level, it's time we self-segregate our dollar. You know, I think it's time that those brothers that's coming home after 10 or 15 years and digging up their money, buy some corner stores, and we only support those stores. We only support those places. And I have nothing wrong with any other group of people, but I can't keep seeing that dollar leave the communities that should be benefiting from that dollar.
And that's what everybody else tells them people.
Exactly.
They say keep the money in the community, make the community raise up.
Exactly.
That's that Malcolm spirit.
That's it. It's Malcolm, it's Elijah, it's Noble Drew Ali, it's Marcus Garvey, you know what I mean? And that's what we need to be doing. If you can get an abundance of resources, and that's just trapping that dollar in the community, then you don't have the high rates of crime and theft and door kick-ins, because you see more fruitfulness happening in the community, you know what I mean? If you keep that tax base, you keep those jobs in the community schools are going to get better because the resources are going to be there. The athletic programs are going to have the right kind of weights and things of that nature. So we need to be self-segregating our dollar.